Well, I'm a lifelong Erie County resident. I grew up in Greenfield Township. I graduated from Seneca High School, and then after high school, I went to Penn State Behrend, and I majored in political science. After college, I went to Cleveland Marshall College of Law, and I obtained my law degree. I am from a hardworking blue-collar family. My father was a police officer with the Erie Police Department for 23 years. My mother is a retired nurse. My stepfather, my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law all worked for GE before it became Wabtec. They were all part of the union at GE. My mother-in-law actually was a union steward back in the 1980s, and being a female and being a union steward back then, I think is pretty amazing. I've been a resident of West Mill Creek since 2006, and I've been married to my husband, Kevin Mikielsk, for about 25 years. We've raised our two daughters together. Caitlin is 24 years of age and Alex is 19. They all together have supported me in this endeavor nonstop since when I first ran for district judge in 2017. Well, that's a great question. I do get that question asked a lot when I go to the doors of the voters. It's different than being a common pleas judge. That is more known for jury trials or sentencing a defendant that you read in the newspaper. I explained to the voters that the common pleas judges, they work at the Erie County Courthouse downtown, but my office is in the Mill Creek Municipal Building because I'm the local community district judge for West Mill Creek. I hear cases such as motor vehicle summary violations, speeding, running a red light, and expired inspection, registration, and many more. I also hear non-traffic citations like harassment, disorderly conduct, truancies, loose dog issues, and other types of cases that would come before me would be also landlord-tenant, and then several cases where one person is suing another person for $12,000 or under. In all of those matters, you can have a hearing before me where I have to hear the evidence and make a determination of whether somebody is guilty or not guilty, if somebody is going to get evicted, or if somebody is going to get a judgment in a civil matter for a case that has come before me. Also, when you hear of a jury trial taking place downtown, those charges initially began at the district judge's office where the crime took place. That is called a preliminary hearing. And the purpose of a preliminary hearing is to make sure that there's enough evidence to sustain the charges for them to go downtown for further disposition. Many times with the district judge, a person's only experience in the legal system will be with the district judge. You want a district judge that is tough, but fair, but respectful to all the parties that come before her. And then on the lighter side, I also perform weddings. Well, try to envision I-79 and Pittsburgh Avenue as a boundary. That boundary will go all the way west to Millfair, and then from Hershey Road all the way to the shores of Lake Erie. Well, I heard that District Judge Paul Manzi was going to retire after serving 24 years. And you have to live in the jurisdiction that you want to become a district judge in. So then after some thought, I concluded that this would be a great opportunity for me to serve the public. I am a former prosecutor, and as a prosecutor, you serve the public by representing the Commonwealth and the victims of crime. And as an Erie County public defender, you serve the public by representing those that are charged with a crime but cannot afford counsel. Being the district judge would allow me to continue my public service, but in a different capacity. So as I've indicated, I am a former prosecutor. I worked at the Venango and the Erie County District Attorney's offices, as well as the Erie County Public Defender's office. Being an advocate for a prosecutor, as a prosecutor and as a defense attorney, I have the ability to see the evidence that comes before me in the courtroom from both perspectives. So I bring that balanced approach to the courtroom, and that has taught me to be able to have the ability to weigh the evidence. Well, being an attorney and having law in my blood, I still love being able to work in the area of law on a day-to-day basis. Being the district judge has given me that opportunity to serve the public in a different capacity, other than, like I indicated earlier, than being an advocate when I was a prosecutor and a defense attorney. Now I get to be the district judge. Also, I love the daily interaction with the public. It is extremely satisfying to me to be able to work directly with the members of the community on a day-to-day basis, talking to them, helping them, building a rapport with them. For example, asking them about how is their new job going or how is the family doing. So yes, going door to door, at times I do get asked what my political positions would be, what party am I registered on, and to be honest with you, it does not apply to my job as a district judge at all. Being a district judge is a nonpartisan position. Politics do not come into the courtroom. My political views do not matter, they're irrelevant, and the political views of the parties in front of me do not matter, and they are irrelevant. Politics essentially stays at the door and they do not come into my courtroom, they do not come into my office. However, common sense and knowledge of the law and the ability to listen to the evidence and apply the law does continue to come in the courtroom. Generally speaking, when I am addressing truancies or citations where juvenile is a named defendant, what I like to do is see if this is there a history? Is there a history of how they've behaved in the past? Do they have any previous citations? Do they have any previous truancies? And if they do not, when I speak with them, I would like to have the opportunity to see whether I can get them to have the incentive to go to school rather than just finding them guilty and assessing a fine. If I think that I can have the young adult or child in front of me go to school for maybe another 30, 45 days without any more or any additional unlawful absences, then I will go ahead and dismiss that citation. However, if I get the inkling that they will not go to school, then I will not continue the case. When it comes to a non-traffic citation, like disorderly conduct or harassment, maybe a fight at Mill Creek High School, McDowell High School or MIHS, and they've never been cited before, I like to refer them to what we call the Mill Creek Diversion Program. And in that program, it gives them an opportunity to learn from their mistake rather than have a guilty plea and a conviction on their record, and again, having a fine that they're going to have to be responsible for. Well, I am an attorney, and he is not. My understanding is that he's a prison guard at the Erie County Prison. In Pennsylvania, you do not have to be an attorney to be a district judge. However, I am certified to be a district judge as an attorney. By going to law school and passing the bar exam, that has certified me to be able to serve the community of West Mill Creek as their district judge. If you are not an attorney, in order to be certified, you have to go to a several-week certification class, then pass the exam in order to serve as a district judge. My opponent has not taken these steps to be certified to serve as the district judge of West Mill Creek. Additionally, again, I have the experience of being in the courtroom, understanding the rules of evidence and the courtroom etiquette, as well as a solid understanding of the law and how to apply the evidence. Also, in the past, I've practiced in front of the district judges, various district judges in Erie County as a prosecutor and as a public defender. I understand what a preliminary hearing is, what is expected, what is the burden of proof, and what is the courtroom procedure. Well, I love my job. It has been an honor and a privilege to be the district judge of West Mill Creek for over the past 5 years. As a West Mill Creek district judge, I've been able to work collaboratively with the Mill Creek Police Department, as well as the supervisors to keep West Mill Creek safe and a great place to live. I would like to continue to be part of that equation. However, my re-election campaign is not just about me. It's about the residents of West Mill Creek and what they deserve. and what they deserve is a qualified district judge with the necessary experience that is versed in law, understanding the rules of evidence, the ability to listen to the evidence presented, and the ability to apply the law to making a ruling in a legally sound manner. But you also want a district judge that can be fair and impartial. I have lived in West Mill Creek since 2006, and I raised my family here. I have a vested interest in continuing to make sure that the residents of West Mill Creek are treated justly and fairly under the law, as well as keeping our communities safe. West Mill Creek, I am seeking re-election because I care about you, and I want to serve you. That is why I'm asking for your support and your vote on May 16th so I can continue to be your district judge.